Let me tell you the meaning of few of the lines also. Very nice bhajan. Jo tu mitana chahe jivan ki trishna. Trishna means, in our life, we have so much of thirst and craving and longing and desire and wants and on and on. That never ends. Even when we go to sleep, we still have some want inside. That's why we dream in all kind of thing. In sleep also we have some desire, right? So we dream in all kind of thing in sleep too. And when you lie down on the pillow like that, then you realize, oh, I want to open the window. So you get up back from the bed now. This is a little want. Huh? I want this, I want that. When you go to sleep, then in the middle of the night, I want some water to drink. When you go in the fridge, no water, you only have Pepsi. You drink Pepsi now in the middle of the night. When you're going back to sleep, you can't sleep now. You want to sleep, but you can't. How many wants? Wants, but a human being, his name should be Wanta. That is called all those desires and wants and craving and longing and all that. What that is called Trishna. Trishna means thirst. Human's thirst never ends. And of course, the biggest thirst of people want to get wealth. That's why everybody buy the lottery. And he go and make a bargain with Bhagwan and Prabhu. Today I offer such. Make me win the lottery now. You see, he want Bhagwan. He want to win he want Bhagwan to do something for him. You only want Bhagwan to do that much he want of Bhagwan. Any other thing he want to hear nothing but Bhagwan and thing. He want. So he put Bhagwan aside also in pursuit of his want. This is a human being. I'm not saying this is bad or good or anything. I'm just saying that this thing is what leads to sorrow of the human being. This is why human beings have so much of sorrow. So all these wants and desires and all, this is called Trishna. So the line says, Jo tu mitana chahe jivan ki Trishna. Jivan ki Trishna means all these desires in life. If we want to, mitana means to remove, eradicate. If we want to eradicate all of these thirst and cravings which we have in life, Jo tu mitana chahe jivan ki Trishna, Subah Sham Bola Bande, my brother, my friend. Morning, noon and night, chant the name of Krishna. That is the second line, Krishna. So, this is the gist of the bhajan. Krishna Nama Pyara Pyara. Krishna Nama Pavan Pavan. Krishna Nama Pyara Pyara. The name of Krishna is purifying. And it is pure, purifying and lovely. Loving. Bhagwan's name itself. So much love is any name. I tell you, next time anybody quarreling with you, right? Or you quarreling with somebody. If any quarrel going on in the house, like your wife or your husband or your daughter or your son quarreling with you, anytime they say anything, why are you so stupid for? Say Krishna. You go and say Krishna, you'll see. All quarrel go down. Try it, you will see. Anytime next person shouting at you next time, right? You just say Krishna like that. Krishna, pyara, pyara. You can't say the name of Krishna without love. That thing will exude love only. Okay, so this is the bhajan. Now, we didn't come here to see bhajan actually. We come here to see Gita. I can't go into the whole thing. Like go down right. We're seeing one name of Gurudev every night. Alright, we'll chant a few of them and we'll add the new one today. Omkara Vide Namaha. This is his name. Om Antaryamine Namaha.
Om Antaryamine Namaha.
Om Anandaya Namaha.
Om Anandaya Namaha.
Om Atmaswarupaya Namaha.
Om Atmaswarupaya Namaha.
Om Angla Bhasha Viduttamaya Namaha.
Om Angla Bhasha Viduttamaya Namaha.
Om Ishwaraya Namaha.
Om Ishwaraya Namaha.
Om Udara Hridayaya Namaha.
Om Udara Hridayaya Namaha.
Om उत्साहवर्धकाय नमः
ॐ उत्साहवर्धकाय नमः
ॐ एकस्मै नमः
ॐ एकस्मै नमः
ॐ ओंकारविदे नमः
ॐ ओंकारविदे नमः
ॐ ओंकारविदे नमः
ॐ ओंकारविदे नमः
Gurudev is also called Omkaravide. Omkaravidaha. Omkaravidaha means one who knows the true essence of Omkar. We only know the sound. The sound of Om we know well, we chant that. He knows the essence of Om. Om is the natural hum of the manifested universe. The first thing that emanates from the reality in manifestation is the sound of Om. So, and that emanation from the absolute reality, at that point he is able to know this is emanating from the absolute reality. But we know the sound emanating from our own voice only. Om, Om, Om. That sound we know. But he is the knower of the essence of that Om itself. That is the meaning. Alright. Om Karavide Namaha. Salutations to that one who knows the Om. That is one more name now. Today we have seen. Now, if you are joining us tonight for the first time, we are seeing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And we left it last night in Debe, in verse number 45 or something of the second chapter, right? There? 45 of the second chapter. There we are. And what is going on is a very simple thing. Now please listen to this. I'll give you the synopsis of what took place so far. And it's all a logical thing. First thing, can you be looking away from the sun and towards the sun at the same time? Is that possible? The sun is rising this side on the east, right? So can you be looking towards the east when at the rising sun and away from the sun at the same time? Is that possible? Not possible, isn't it? Either you look away or you look towards the sun. Bhagavan didn't give eyes behind the head. So you have eyes behind your head, well then you could look away and you could look toward the sun at the same. But see how he gave eyes only in front. So why I'm telling you this is because of a very, very simple thing. You see, you cannot be a worldly person and a spiritual person at the same time. You have to make a choice. You will either be a spiritual person or a worldly person. And we saw some verses last night which are very, very powerful verses where Bhagavan has demonstrated that you can even be a religious person and still be worldly. And I gave many, many examples last night of even a religious person. Religious means what? In religion, there are rituals, there's scriptures, there are, practices, observances, all that kind of thing, right? That is a religion. Like we do the arti, we get up and we do Sandhya Vandan in the morning, in the evening, all that kind of thing. We do the mantras, the prayers, we do the puja, we do all the rituals, we follow everything, we observe Shivaratri, Ram Navami, all of that kind of thing, right? So this is all religion. All the observances and practices and all that kind of thing. So we are practicing religion. And I go to temple every Sunday, and I go on Thursdays, and I go on when you have Rameshwar Puja, Govardhan Puja, I go there, I make sure I'm sitting there, I do offering, and I'm a very religious person. At the same time, coupled with that religion, those religious practices, a person could be very, very, very worldly. Like for example, suppose I go in there to pray so that Bhagavan will Prabhu, I come to you to pray today, asking only one thing, and I want a raise in my salary. Because VAT gone up in all items and all that kind of thing, I want this and that, and I want a little raise in that salary, So you're going to ask Bhagavan for a raise in salary, right? So that is a worldly thing or not? That is a worldly thing. You go to them, Prabhu, I want you to remove all evil tendencies from my heart, and I want you to replace it with nice benevolent tendencies. No, that is a different thing altogether. But if you go to ask to Bhagavan for something material, then your religion is just serving your worldly existence, isn't it? And that worldliness is taken to so many heights. I remember, I was just telling you, a fellow gone and he prayed to Bhagavan and he offered tulsi and bail and this and that and everything. And then he said, Prabhu, I want you to win the lottery and I'm making a deal with you. If I win the lottery, I'll give half to your temple. So he wanted to make a deal with Bhagavan. And he didn't win the first prize, he win the second prize. And when he get his money in his hand, he said, Prabhu, you didn't trust me, eh? You already take your half. And he had given none to the temple. Yeah, he keep all. Because he said, Bhagavan don't keep he half. Look at this thing. No, that is worldliness. I mean, if your religion is serving only your worldliness, then you are a religious person and worldly. But what we are talking about is, what Bhagavan is talking about here, in these 3 or 4 verses which we saw last night, is spirituality, not religion. If the religion is serving the right thing, then it is fine. If the religion is only used to serve your worldliness, then that religion is just like any other thing. I'll give you some more explanation and examples on that. See here. You are a very religious person, right? So you're going to make this offering to Bhagavan, you make that offering, you do this puja and this havan and that and all kind, and in the end, you ask for something from Bhagavan, right? And you get it. But I know, just like you did that and you get it too, I know thousands of atheists who do none of that and they get it too. How many atheists this world has? Well, this world has more atheists than believers. Yeah, people who don't go temple, don't go church, don't go mosque, this, that, so many. And they also getting everything, nah? So now tell, what your religion serving? The fellow who didn't go, he get to. So I know many atheists who get rich. That means they didn't need Bhagavan to get rich. I mean, they didn't need all this praying and religion and all. And I know many atheists who pass all their exam too. They didn't have to pray to Mother Saraswati to pass exam. They didn't believe in no Mother Saraswati and all, and they pray and they pass all their exam. In other words, we use our religion for things which we ought not to use. Let me tell you something. You don't need any of this religion and all to pass your exam. You just study hard. You just study hard. You will pass everything. Why you using a sledgehammer to kill a fly? If you take one piece of paper and you hit the fly, he go dead. One lady went to see daughter, you know the youngsters nowadays, they have all nice technology and all that kind of thing. She went by she daughter's house. She said, can I borrow a newspaper? Here the daughter, what kind of old-fashioned thing that you want newspaper? That's a long time thing, nobody read the newspaper yet. Use my iPad. Take my iPad. She said, well, that fly I know what hit him. The poor lady just wanted a newspaper to hit a fly, you know. Anyway, so religion is meant for something way greater. You could pass all your exam and you could get rich and everything without all of this. Religion. I've seen countless people do it. In my class, all the people to pass, none of them ever go to temple or church or nothing. And they pass in all the exams just like me. Then, how many? Zuckerberg. Pakka atheist. He's an atheist. He became such a rich man. And that too, gave all the money to charity. An atheist can be a spiritual person. He's a spiritual person. Why? Because he has goodness, he has compassion, he has caring, understanding. He has all of, this is spirituality. This is the topic which Bhagavan brought up here. yesterday. You all were not there. This is a topic we did in Devi. So he's saying, what this Bhagavad Gita is about is not about religion. This Bhagavad Gita is about spirituality. We want religion must also be used for that spiritual evolution, where a person becomes totally engrossed with God realization. And whatever you do on your daily basis, you're going to work in the morning. You're a farmer, a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a pilot, or whatever you do, taxi driver, you're going to work in the morning. Bhagavan is now introducing this topic. Don't use that work which you are doing for only material existence. See that work as a divine dispensation by Bhagavan. He has given you a duty, and through that duty, you will make your contribution to humanity. And that humanity which is a manifestation of God only. Humanity is a manifestation of Bhagavan. Ishvara is everything here. In this Bhagavad Gita it says, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva is everything. The Lord is everything. Tulsidas ji writes, Siya Ram mai sab jagat jani. See, this is Ram. Everything is Ram. So you use your work, whichever work you have been given by Bhagavan, use that work and you dedicate the action to the Lord Himself. Then your work itself becomes spiritual. Your entire life becomes spiritual. So either you do that, or you're using your work and your religion and everything only for material benefit. Then you're a materialistic person, a worldly person, a mundane person. This is the distinction which Bhagavan is making here in Bhagavad Gita. So he wants us to be a spiritual person. And I told you, you can't be spiritual and worldly at the same time. You have to make a choice. You can't look at the sun and away from the sun at the same time. One of them only you could look. So, we want, what Bhagavan is talking about, making your entire life a spiritual life. That is the idea. Now, that is taking spirituality and religion to a pitch higher or not. This is what Bhagavad Gita is meant to be. Bhagavad Gita is given for this purpose. So, he say, now in we'll chant from number 245 and 246. Those two verses we'll do. Then that famous verse comes. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sab gaiye.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunyo Bhavajuna.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastha Yogakshema Atmavan.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Yavanartha Udapane Sarvata Samplutodake. Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam
Yajanam. Bolye Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. He tells, you become Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. It means to say that when you use the religion and you use the Vedas, because Veda, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. Veda is plural for Veda. Vedaha, plural. He said, when we use that Vedas, those Vedas, don't use them for materialistic things, because it is the gunas that are involved in all of these materialistic things. It means when you use the Vedas for materialistic things, you are actually entwining yourself more and more in this sansar, in this worldly existence. So the Vedas have to be used for spiritual things only. Don't unnecessarily use Shastras for what they were not meant. Shastras are meant for liberation, enlightenment, for moksha, mukti. So use Shastras for that. All the other things you want in life, you don't need Shastra to get. Simple formula of life. You want to get rich, no problem. Hinduism allows, only Shastras allow. You want to get rich, no problem. Work hard, you'll get rich. We go and beg in God whole day. Bhagwan also get fed up with you. Whole day beg. You work hard. And you know there's a law of karma. Who put the law of karma? Not we. Bhagwan put the law of karma. So you sow, so shall you reap. If you work hard, you must get. Bhagwan himself can hold back the law. Work hard. Certainly the result will come. There is no action that goes without result. That is the law. Just work. But you see, human being, he lazy, he lie down in the hammock there, and he want to get rich too. But then that's foolhardy, isn't it? You just lie down there. There's a kahavat in Sanskrit. Subhashita says, क्या कहते हैं? नहीं सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगाः उद्यमे नहि सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथैः. It means to say, just by wishing, I wish this happen, and I wish that happen, and I wish the other thing happen. By wishing, nothing will happen. Only thing, you go on wishing more. By wishing, nothing will happen. And the example given in the verse there, he says, a lion lie down there and he open mouth. And he think a deer will come inside and he go eat. He open his mouth and waiting for a deer to come. Will deer will come? No, my dear. No deer will come. You have to get up and do something. Wishes were horses, beggars would. Right. Yeah. So, effort is just required if you want to get rich, if you want to get educated. Just study hard. Just go and burn in midnight oil, and you'll be fine. Okay. Use the Vedas for enlightenment, for Godhood. Nirdvando, Nityasattastaha, Niryogakshema, Atmavan. Last night we saw all of these wonderful words. I love these words and all. But I don't have time to go on each word. But the words are so sweet. I could go on saying them whole day, but my time go. I'll leave that. Yavan artha. Now this is the verse we didn't see last night. Yavan artha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Word comes here? Brahmana. And Bhagavan also puts immediately the next word vijanataha. These are two words in the sixth case. Two words in the sixth case. What it means? Brahmanasya vijanataha is one who, vijanataha means one who knows all the Shastras and knows the absolute reality. It's called as Brahmanaha. That person has the same use for the Shastras as a person who has use for a well, but he's standing in the middle of a flood. Sampluta udake. Sampluta udake. Sampluta udake means everywhere there is water. There is a flood everywhere, right? So for the man who's standing in a flood everywhere, what use he have for a well? Udapane. Udapane means a well or pond or something. You know, people keep little pond, little water somewhere near a house, something, right? So he only going and saying, well, I want to make a well, I want to dig a well because I'm not so well, and or he only going on well, right? He want to be well and he want to dig a well. But suppose the whole place get flooded now, where he could do it well? He have a sea. He get the ocean now, where he could do it well? So in the same way, the one who knows the Shastras well, again the well word come in. The one who knows this Brahmana Vijanataha, one is adjective to the other, there were two of them in the same case. The one who really has absorbed the essence of the Shastras. That is the meaning. Right? He has really absorbed the essence of the Shastras. What use he'll have for Shastras anymore? You get, see here, look now. If I've taken this finger to point the full moon, right? And when you look at the finger and you follow where the finger pointed, then you see the full moon. What use you have for finger again? Useless, isn't it? Once you see that full moon, finger becomes useless. In the very same way, for this person who has studied the Shastra well and he knows the essence, what use the Shastra for him anymore? So the Shastra then is to be used to get to the essence of the reality which we are talking about. This is the purpose of Vedas. This is the purpose of religion. That person becomes spiritual, who is using the Shastras for Godhood, to get realization, mukti. Not to use for all worldly things. That's why I'm saying a religious person could still be worldly, because he's using the Shastras only for worldly things. That is not what the Shastras were designed for. Alright. People have put on clothes for their dog. Have you seen? Are clothes designed for people, not for your dog? Buy all kind of clothes and you put a t-shirt and you go and get it printed also. Print the dog name in the front. One lady gone in the what kind of shop? Haberdashery shop. I want you to sell me 2 knitting needles and some wool to knit. I want to knit a sweater for my dog. So the man said, how big is the dog? She said, so big. No, just by saying so big. How are you going to know how much thread you need? How much wool you need? He said, Madam, why don't you go home and bring the dog? She said, no. This sweater is a surprise for the dog. I want you to know. Hi, Ram. But this word, the Shastra is meant for something. The Shastra is meant for moksha, mukti, God realization, not for worldly. The Shastra means scriptures. The clothes are meant for human beings. You're going to put on the poor dog already overheating. That's why you go, have you seen it? Because they overheating, that's why they go like that. You're going to put on sweater for the dog now. And he can't talk to. He can't tell you to. You're using the thing for upside down. Anyway, I just giving some example and not to make. Now comes the most important verse in Karma Yoga, and all of you who have heard Lata Mangeshkar, you have heard her singing this verse. I remember in childhood I heard her singing this verse. Lata Mangeshkar sang this verse I don't know how long ago, before I was born maybe. That means real long. So now here, the very famous verse. All of you would have heard it already, see. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sab gaiye.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Ma karma phala heturvhu ma te sangosva karmani.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. I also want you to remember, for those of you who have not been following this, today is our 18th day, today is the second Maha Yajna, you know. Every 9 multiple of 9, Pandit, real, this thing fall, Punyavan hai Pandit. Yeah. Punyavan. So far we have what we have been seeing. So Arjuna is there on the battlefield and he is charged with a certain duty. I remember I told you all of us are charged with a certain duty by Bhagavan only. The Lord has given it. You didn't ask to be doing what you're doing. You turned out to be a doctor or an engineer, right? You turned out to be a Pandit. But you had an interview with God or what? you didn't follow that form. You turned out to be like that. So who decided? I just come sometime by a fella in the village named Alf. He's an electrician. How Alf turned out to be an auto electrician? Nobody had an interview with God and all. Bhagavan assigned us all to some duty all of us have. Like that. Right? So Arjuna was charged with what? Arjuna was a soldier. And soldiers and armies, commander-in-chief, and you know what they do? They have certain duty. They fight only. What are their duty? Well, he to go and bring water or what? You know, in the village, long time, many people walking on the road, a water carrier was there. But that was not Arjuna's duty. He was a soldier, valorous warrior, one who is charged with removing any intractable enemy standing in front there. And the whole Pandava army was counting on him. Now, suddenly, something tangled with his performance of his duty. What? Something came in the way. The people on the other side now happened to be his own people. That was the problem. In the past, anybody who stood there, man, he attacked the head on. And this time, because of my people now, he started to feel sorry. So, standing up and doing your duty, doing his duty, now became disturbed by some other fact which was now introduced into the equation there. And that is, they are my people. And the minus came. If it is my people, and I gave this stark example, that policeman, even his neighbor's son does something wrong, he arrests him on the spot. If his son does something wrong, well, you know what has gone. Especially in this country, right? If his own son does something wrong, the file go disappear. All kind of things go happen, you know that. This is exactly what is happening with Arjuna there. But that is wrong. It is immoral. It is not spiritual. It is untruth. Untruthful. This is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching about. There's a wonderful movie. That's why that movie still is there in the heart of every single Indian. That movie is called Mother India. Did you see that? The mother promised that if my son commit this crime again, once more, they were about to shoot that son, eh? The villagers, the people in the village were about to shoot the son. This is the plot in the movie. You have to see this movie. And the mother said, she admit what the son did was wrong. Please don't shoot him. Give him one more chance. And if he commit this crime once more, I myself will shoot him. And so said, so? No. That is Bhagavad Gita. If you really want to learn Gita, just see the movie. Arjuna couldn't do that. See? So, Bhagwan now has to bring about a transformation in this fellow's life. And a transformation in all our lives. So that we'll stand up for what is truth, what is proper, what is dharmic. We'll stand up and we will do the right thing which ought to be done. It's called kartavya karma in Sanskrit. Means what you have to do by duty. So Arjuna did not want to do his kartavya karma. So that is what is going on. Now, Bhagavan says, first thing is, you do that duty. Ma karma phala hetu mate sangosta karmani. This is now this verse which we are seeing the summation of this whole thing. Mate sangosta karmani means, look, first of all, in performance of your duty, don't be lazy. You're supposed to do something, get up and do. Because sometimes you don't find yourself in a quandary, you don't find yourself in a predicament like Arjuna. There's no predicament, no quandary, no nothing, but still he's lazy. He get up, he's not doing anything. And laziness alone keep him. In this case, Arjuna had some internal conflict going on. It's my people, and so whether I should kill them or not, internal conflict. But in many cases, there are people who, like for example, right now, there's such a big problem of parenting. A parent has a duty to parent, isn't it? But he doesn't do. He brings his child to Chinmaya mission and he says, Swamiji, please do something about his boy. But I not Ifara? How you come to tell me to do something? Who are the duty? Me or he? I don't have it. The duty is yours. The moment you bring children into the world, your whole life is supposed to change. So you see how people just neglect their duty. Now it has no quandary in his life or anything. He just lazy. What he's supposed to do, he's not doing. So the last pada of the verse, and one more thing, let me tell you, in Sanskrit verses, right? You can't read like English. English you have to read from left to right. You go like this. You have to, in these Sanskrit verses, you read any side, middle, back, end, anyway. So the verses, Sanskrit language is like that. If you change the order in any Sanskrit sentence, the meaning doesn't change. What a wonderful language. In English, if you change the order, the whole meaning changes. See, the dog jump over the fox. So you just switch 2 words there. Fox and dog. Then what happened? The meaning changes or not? The fox jump over the dog. The meaning change. In Sanskrit, if you change those words in the sentence, nothing will change. What a nice language. You have to learn no sentence structure like that too. And no spelling in Sanskrit. In English, you have to learn how long spelling days to make we learn in school. For what reason, I don't know. And nowadays, it's so wonderful. When you type on the computer, he could tell you the correct spelling. Yes. The computer is a little cell phone. He corrects your spelling as you're going down the road, isn't it? You need to learn no spelling and thing again. Still have to force that kind of thing on you. Right? Anyway, it's good also to keep the brain active. So now see, in here, we have to read the last pada first. Last phrase. The 4 padas are there. 4 quarters. So it says, Mate sangostva karmani. Don't get attached to laziness. Stand up to do your duty. And as a householder, as a person in society, we have so many different duties. One duty is to go to work. And wife and husband will have different duties. Right? So don't be lazy. If you're a parent, you're supposed to engage your life in proper parenting. This is our biggest, why I'm touching always on this wherever I go. This is our biggest problem today. And we see it more starkly than everybody, because we are in the place where all the children are coming. We are in the place where all children are coming. And we see such problems. And we know that the problem originates with parenting only. Absence of parenting. If there was proper parenting, those problems would not arise. And see, parents are taking out their children from other schools and bringing them to our school. Why? Because the environment in the other school is so bad. The environment there is so bad, so they don't want the children to go into that poisonous environment. So they bring them to our school. Right? And they're thinking that we will be able to do something now. But you yourself didn't do anything. No. So, Mate Sangosto Karma, his last part is very important. Laziness or the neglect of duty. That's the first part. Now, next part. Karamani eva adhikaraha te. You have the right, and this is the one place only in Bhagavad Gita where the word right comes. You know, in the societies in which we grew up, people only talk about their rights. Their rights. Their rights. I have a right to do this. I have a right to do that. And this is my fundamental right. And you can't take away my fundamental right. It is guaranteed by the Constitution. I have a right to do what I want to do. This right word is so abused in the Western societies in which we are all growing up. And let me tell you something. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan uses this word only one time. Because what Bhagavad Gita is about is not about right, but duty. Because wherever there is a right, there is also a duty and obligation. Rights and obligation, they go together. People are only talking about right, but nobody talking about obligation. Well, I have a right to do this and do that. We agree. But why are you forgetting the corollary of the other pair of the pair of opposite? Why? The other opposite of that pair. Why are you forgetting? Well, you ever see anybody wear one shoe? Two shoes we wear, I hope everybody come here with two shoes. Pair of shoes. Wherever there is right, there is also obligation, duty. You have certain duties to do. So don't only go on claiming rights by neglecting duties. So now Bhagavan is using this word, what he said, we have a right to do the action. Karmani eva adhikarahat. Adhikara means right. It means I can do whichever duty I want. You choose whatever field or duty you want to go into. You want to become a shoemaker, you want to become a housemaker, you want to become anything. You do. You have the right. But now see the next phrase. Karmani eva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. But you never have a right to the result thereof. It means to say, you never have a right to the result, but that song is real drastic and dramatic, man. You mean I work whole month, so I have a right to do the work, but I don't have a right to the salary? That song is real dramatic. But that's why it's sung like on the surface. Bhagavan doesn't mean that. What he means to say is you cannot, or you don't have the power in you to say that that salary must come. If it doesn't come, somebody will die. It means to say, you don't have the power to insist, and by your insistence, things will happen in this world. The world doesn't work like that. Like for example, you have the right to plant the papaya tree. You could plant the papaya tree in your backyard, right? But do you have a right to say, you must give fruit? But I see many papaya trees don't give fruit. Isn't it? So you have a right to do the action, but the fruit, the result thereof, you really don't have a right. What he means is that right is in my hand, in Bhagavan's hand. With that tree will give. Look, right now in the ashram we have 2 chenet trees. And none of them don't give no chenet. Some people say, one man tell me, he says, Swamiji, you know how to make that thing beer? I say, no. He say, you go and stand up in front of it a gill pin. And you hold the gill pin so. For those who listening to this abroad and all, a lot of people listening abroad and all, a gill pin means a machete. You stand in front of him with that machete and you threaten him. You know, many people tell me that does work, you know. Anyway, I never tried, eh? That tree won't believe me because you are Swami. You won't. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Where you go do it, Gilpin machete and thing? He go laugh at me, but I don't go. I don't go and try that thing. So anyway, we have a right to plant the tree, but my right finishes there. In the very same way, we have a right to do any action in this world, but the result of that action, that will be determined by Bhagavan. You understand this line? So don't not insist. And people, when they become too insistent, your life becomes miserable. So Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, and he himself told in the same chapter we saw, you go and fight this battle. And he's telling the event, in the event that you win, what will happen? In the event that you lose, what will happen? It means to say, winning and losing is not in your hand. Fighting the battle is in your hand. Winning and losing, Bhagavan will determine that thing. You know that when you write an examination, in the university, when you write some exam, you hand in the paper, right? The one who will give the mark is not you. The one who will give the mark is the professor, na? He will give the mark. He was, well, I find you did a good job. Oh, you did a lousy job. Whatever. The writing the exam is in your hand. What the mark will be, that is in the professor's hand. So the karmani eva adhikarhatya, you have the right to do the action. The result is not in our hands. Leave it. Don't insist. Life will be so much sweeter. But because we have strong insistence, our life is so miserable. You better just do that thing. Do it. And just, jo hua so, or jo hoga so, hoga. What will happen? Will happen. I just do my duty and finish. Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Now this last phrase, the third phrase, this is the most profound phrase in the verse. I just telling you the meaning briefly today. This will come up in third chapter. We'll do this thing in detail. Here, the phrase is pointing to a very important principle in Bhagavad Gita. You don't feel that you are the doer of anything in this world. The real person who's doing everything in this world is Bhagavan. You may feel that you are the doer, but that feeling you have to get rid of, you know. You have to take some Andrews. You have to take some Andrews liver salt because that's a bad feeling. You have to get rid of that feeling. You may feel that you are the doer. And this is going to come in third chapter. There in a most wonderful verse, Bhagavan says, Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Prakriti, Bhagavan's Prakriti, his Shakti is doing everything in this universe. Ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. It is your ego only which makes you feel that you are doing. So there, when we get there, we'll see this phrase explained in detail. I don't want to just explain it here. How do I explain it there again? When it is given in detail. Here Bhagavan is giving, snippets. Little bullets, like. The bullet will be explained there. So the bullet here is what? It is, you don't ever believe that you are the one who is making anything happen in this world. Because that thing will happen whether you are there or not. You see, anything, that thing will happen whether we are there or not. Like for example, Swami, you came to Trinidad and this mission you built single-handedly? What? What single hand? And if I didn't complete Trinidad, this mission wouldn't be there. Man, don't joke with me now, man. If Bhagwan wants this mission in this country, who is me or who is you to say what will happen and what will not happen? Whether we are there or we are not there, these things in this universe will continue. It will continue with or without us. Because when the Lord wants something to get done, He has 1,000,001 ways to get that done. We are just, we just happen to be there. We just happen to be there, so the Lord used us to get that thing done. Boss, don't feel that we do this. Kartritva. This is the technical term which I mentioned last night also. It is called in Sanskrit as Kartritva Bhav. The feeling that I am the doer. I did this and I did that. And without me this would not have happened. And that would not have happened. And the other thing would not have been possible if I was not there. Let me tell you something. Don't fool yourself. If you were not there, that thing might have been done better. Yes. I believe that 100%. In the things which I am engaged in. We go on fooling ourselves only that I am indispensable. I am absolutely necessary in all of these things. If I were not there, nothing will happen. One fellow, I told you this story maybe in this temple already, but I tell you because I like this story. Why did I tell it? Because I like it. He died under his house. Right? So he was the sole breadwinner in his house. He was the only one working. So when he died now, everybody started to cry and lament. So he was also a bully, He used to bully everybody. Hey, bring me coffee. Bring me socks. Make me bed. He used to bully everybody in the house. But because he was the sole breadwinner, when he died, all the people became miserable and started crying. So anyway, the DMO came and the police came and the undertaker came, all of them came. And when they were taking him outside, from under the house, taking him outside, when he hanging outside the stretcher like this, and the hand hit the doorpost. And when he hand hit the doorpost, he get up. He lived back. In Trinidad language, say he lived back. He came back to life. So all crying stopped. So then, he said, what happened? He said, no happened. They said, well, you just dead. He said, really? And he watched his stretcher and thing, DMO, police, all kind of thing. Anyway, he come out of his stretcher and he gone back. He stretch and thing. And he gone back to living normal life. And again, bullying. Shouting at the wife, shouting at the children, doing this, shouting at the dog, anything, he's shouting at everybody. And he lived normal, come to continue normal for another 8-9 months. Then suddenly after 9 months again, he died like that suddenly. So again, same procedure, DMO, police, this undertaker, this, that, and that. Again they put him on this stretcher, right there he died. They carried him outside. And the wife, they were here. And when they reach over here, the wife, hey, all watch out for that doorpost, eh? They bullying everybody in the house there. But because some people, many people feel that they are indispensable. Without me, nothing will happen and all. They feel that they could bully this one and bully that one because I am in control, I am the boss, and this and that. But no, please, you see, even the wife realized, but watch out for the doorpost. We should never feel that I give the example just a stark example. In the last century, the greatest man that lived is Mahatma Gandhi. The greatest man that lived in the last century is Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji died. Anything in this world stopped? If Gandhiji died and nothing stopped, if we die, anything will stop. But nothing will go better. Why I think I'm so great? So this phrase is speaking about this thing. One, you don't feel that you are such a great contributor, you making this world turn, and you have a whole thing wrapped around your little finger, and this and that. Nah. So we'll deal with that thing more when we get over there. All right. Okay. Now, Bhagwan is telling Arjuna then, this is what you have to understand and do your duty. This is the understanding. In one more verse, he tells again, reiterates the same thing. In other words, what is the attitude that should accompany your duty? What is the attitude you should have in your mind while doing your duty? See. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. My dear Arjuna, Yogastha Kuru Karmani. You stay in the state of yoga and do your duty. That is what Bhagavan is telling. And in the beginning today when I started, I told you that this world is Bhagavan. All of you have a duty to do in this world. It means to say you just remember that and do your duty for the benefit of this world. That is Yogastha. That is the state of yoga. I am doing my duty for the benefit of humanity. Not I am a worldly being only thinking about how much I will get, when I will get it, what I will do with it. And see, that's how we usually live. That is a worldly life. You could do the same work and make it into a spiritual life. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. Yoga, stay in the state of yoga and karmani kuru. You do your duty. I come out today and I'm going to do my duty. Tomorrow is Monday morning, na? We don't want to see any sour faces anymore. Oh God, Monday come already. I don't know, when the weekend gone. The people are, on Friday, TGIF. On Monday, OGIM. Oh God, is Monday? No, you get up tomorrow and you look at the sunrise and you take a deep breath. I am so happy to be alive. Today I get another opportunity to go and make my contribution to humanity. Not to go, oh gee, I am. Oh no. I feel it, alarm clock walking properly, you know. You wake me up so soon. And one man take the alarm clock and he pelted out the window. When the thing ring, throw it straight out the window. And get up about 1 hour after. Then you have to take a binocular to see the time. Because The alarm clock is so outside it. So, no. Stay in the state of yoga. I mean, get up and say, I have such a great opportunity to make my contribution to humanity, to the world. Yogascha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. I mean, don't be insistent on any result. Sangam tyaktva is the meaning. Attachment, attached to the result. I insist that this result must come. Let Bhagwan decide that result. You just continue doing your work. Of course, you plan and all that kind of thing, but you continue doing the work without insistence. That is the idea. Then next word, siddhya siddhyo samobhutva. In siddhya siddhyo means whether we accomplish or we don't accomplish, you maintain your balance. Whether that thing is accomplished or not accomplished. You were doing it for accomplishment, but suppose it didn't come. And you say, well, Bhagwan was the one who decided. Right? Don't let it dampen your spirit. No, I'm not going back there, man. I'm going to try so much of time and this happened. You get the work going. Siddhya siddhyo samobhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. This equipoise and balance itself is called as yoga. Whatever the result comes, I am doing. I am not doing because of this thing or that thing. See, that will be like you're going to play one cricket match and you lose. Me, I'm going to play no cricket again, now, man. What is this thing? How you let's let one lose, dampen your spirit and you give up cricket too. Huh? People have give up the wrong things, I tell you. One man gone to do japa. So he find that he mind wandering all about. Right? When you're doing japa, your mind supposed to be there. Supposed to be that ekatvam, oneness of mind, speech and tolling of the bead and everything supposed to be together. One chitta ekagrata, single pointedness. So you come back and you tell them, Swamiji, man, I sit down to do japa and my mind wandering. I have a wandering mind. I couldn't do the japa. I give it up. Swamiji said, you give up the wrong thing. You should have given up wandering mind. He gave up japa. So this is how human beings. No, so that is because you have a certain insistence on a result. You see? So no, you just do your duty. Siddhya siddhyo samobhutva. Whatever the result, this is siddhya and asiddhya. Means accomplishment or non-accomplishment. Let it be. You just do your work. Actually, when you do it properly like this, then you will see how great results come. Okay. So now we will conclude here. We'll pick up this tomorrow in Karatal.